All right. Hey, everybody. It's September 19th. This is Crown Council live stream. I'm Stuart Anderson, joined with Greg Anderson. Hey, Greg.
Hello.
Hey, we're grateful to have you with us. This is our weekly program. Our live streams purpose is to connect with our community, to share some of the stories that are happening around Crown Council, to share what we're doing, live events, new resources, updates, and especially to connect with our members and team members who are out there doing awesome things in our community so you can feel like you never practice alone. That's our purpose for the live stream, as well as a lot of great educational content has come from this program. A lot of fun things to share with the membership. So thanks for joining us, whether you're live or recorded. We're grateful to be with you. So Greg had a great suggestion before we go to some of our guests. So I'm going to navigate to my screen real quick. So here's the Crown Council website. And in the Crown Council website, you can go to My Directory. And in the directory, everyone will have this 30th annual event hub. And this is the hub where everyone who is attending the annual event, is going to attend the annual event, has access to. And you can see on the left-hand side all of the things that an office will need to do or need to know about attending the February 6th, 7th, and 8th annual event in 2025. So over here, office RSVP, obviously, hotel reservations, some ideas for earning your seat as a team. You can look through these. All of them are very important, especially this recognition. This is such a fun thing every year that we do, is one of the only places in dentistry where members and team members can be recognized for their work. 30 years of dentistry doing good. We've got a really fun way to honor the Crown Council and the fact that we've been doing this for 30 years as part of the annual event. So this is some instructions on what you can do to be involved in those 30 amazing years. Resource partner information. And then I want to highlight just real quick. So this is what we wanted to highlight. So on Smiles for Life, our Smiles for Life night, everybody that is attending the annual event, let's see, you can't see my screen here. I'll block away. You should have received in a box a Ken and Barbie hat as a bit of a introduction or encouragement to you to start preparing for one of our really fun nights, our Friday night, where we are going to celebrate together by dressing up like Ken and Barbie. Gregor, I don't know exactly what that means. Obviously, everyone's going to interpret this in their own way. There's some instructions here. But as Rachel writes here, Barbie is meant to inspire the limitless potential in all of us and to help us realize anything is possible. So we're going to go to the Barbie party. Here's some suggestions. I mean, you could be Barbie Olympic skier, Barbie teacher, Ken, I don't know, rapper, Ken doctor, whatever, Ken gymnast. This is something fun. And we have already started to receive so many messages from people explaining how fun this is and how excited they are to prepare to be with us in their Barbie and Ken outfits. So that's it. What else do you want to say about Barbie and Ken, Gregor?
We have done a lot of these kind of things. I mean, I thought that the year everybody came dressed in their pajamas was outrageous. But nobody ever sent me an email or a text saying, this is going to be fun.
This is going to be fun.
It was fun. The same with, when we did 20s night, I mean, when we did the white night, no one ever sent me an email that said, this is going to be a fun idea, even though it was fun. This has elicited quite the response from membership as those boxes have arrived, at how much fun they're having in the office, deciding what type of Ken and Barbie they are going to be. So we look forward to some great imagination.
And this will be our night where we celebrate the top Smiles for Life offices that have done and contributed so much to the Smiles for Life Foundation this year. This will be our really fun night, a night to celebrate together. So be creative, have fun, and prepare now. You might as well start. I got a text this morning of someone who says, I will read exactly what this person said to me in a text. She said, I have so much work to do. She says, do I have so much work to do? Yes. But am I spending hours searching for a Barbie outfit? Also, yes. So that is fun. We're
Hey, this morning we also booked a Beach Boys tribute band
very fun.
that is going to help us celebrate Smiles for Life Night.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. So we are deep into planning the annual event. We're grateful for all those that have signed up and looking forward to adding many more to be with us in Dallas in 2025 for the 30th annual event. All right. We have one of our guests in the waiting room, not in order. So Dr. Tan is joining us early. I think let's just bring him in. This is our resource partner from Hero Loops. He's supposed to be our second guest, but our first guest isn't here. So as part of the live stream, why not? Let's just do this. We'll move through. I don't know if he's going to be ready or not. So, hey, we have you as the second guest, but we're just going to bring you in because you're already here and whatever. Let's just do this.
Okay.
Are you ready? I don't want to spring it on you if you're not ready.
He looks ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. Are you guys ready for me?
We're ready. I mean, listen,
You're on. You're live.
you are here. You're on time. And Tanya is supposed to be joining us from Dr. Hammond's office, but maybe they're held up, so I'm not going to wait. You're already here. Let's do this.
Okay.
It's a live stream.
I'll make it short and sweet. We'll go
No,
over some
no.
tips and tricks.
No short and sweet. We don't want short and sweet. We are grateful to have you with us. This is it's actually a two-part introduction. Dr. Tan says Hero Loops down at the bottom, but are you practicing today? Are you working today? I mean, I don't really know your full schedule. If you work full-time with Hero Loops, or how does it work? Do you want to introduce how that works for you?
Yeah, I do part-time here and there. Hero Loops part-time, and then I work as well as a dentist, so I still practice.
Which is an awesome part of your profession. I love the fact that this is a product that you use, you develop, that you, as a doctor, understand the concept behind it. So it's a really fun part of the sales of this product. And you've been with us for many years as Hero Loops. If you've seen him at the annual event, if you've seen him at other live events and on the Crown Council website, but first time on the live stream. So we're grateful to have you on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You bet.
But yeah, as the philosophy of Crown Council, we always want to do good. And in this case, we want to do good for dentistry. So we want to give back, give back, but do good for our community.
Very cool. Do you want to share? I know you wanted to share your screen, or if you want me to bring up your website. There's a lot of things that we talked about. What we could talk about today. Ergonomics. You talked about risk factors to some muscular skeletal disorders. I know that there's a lot of fun things that we could talk about. Do you want to just move into it, share your screen, or talk about whatever you want to share to educate the Crown Council?
Yeah, definitely. I have a presentation planned for you guys, so
let's do it.
I want to share my screen here.
Okay.
So let me know it.
Yeah, we can see it.
All right, let's do a presentation.
Nice.
And I'm not sure, do people get to type in their questions if they have any questions, or how does it usually work?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, feel free to message me if you have any questions. This lecture is more for dentists. As a practicing dentist, I took some courses to learn more about ergonomics. I'm a certified ergonomic assessment specialist, so we are able to kind of go through the scopes of a dentist through the lens of our eyes and see what we can improve on in our, our career. So I know there's a lot of, certified ergonomic assessment specialists for like hygienists, but, coming from a dentist, I think it's more beneficial. So 5 ways to implement today on ergonomics that are free. Again, my name is Dr. Tan. First thing is that we started the company because, when I was starting my office, I was working a lot of long hours and many days, and I realized that my neck and my back were hurting at the end of the day. So I tried to look for like some kind of loops that were more ergonomic. The only company that was out there at that time was like Pentax, which is in Japan, and they didn't sell to America. So all the other loops company at that time did not have any ergonomic functions for it. So I made a mission to make something ergonomic for myself first, but then I realized that my staff, my colleagues were having some neck and back pain too. So that's where we started to, make it our mission to kind of spread it to the whole community and try and invent something that's lightweight, ergonomic, adjustable. So
Nice. Wait, when Steven says he's an aspiring dentist, is he in dental school?
he is applying for dental school. So,
Cool.
he is, yeah, very involved with dentistry.
Nice.
So our staff here, and as dentists, we try to do our best work for our patients, but sometimes it puts a toll on our body. You can see he doesn't have any loops on, but his posture is really, really bad, right? So research shows that more than half of dentists have neck or back pain. That's because of our posture. And I feel like dentistry is very labor intensive, right? You have to work with your hands, your eyes, your body, a lot of repetitive motions. So what is ergonomics? In a nutshell, what I like to make it concise is to be efficient and healthy in one's work environment. So a slinky, if a slinky is overstretched or contort, it doesn't go back to its normal shape anymore. So we want to practice good form, be efficient and healthy in our work environment. So if we ignore ergonomics, what that does is it can lead to chronic back pain, neck and shoulder strain, carpal tunnel, fatigue, and burnout. And by using those repetitive motion, our muscles get fatigued, lactic acid builds up, and it needs time to recover. If you go to the gym and you work out the same muscle every day, it doesn't have enough time to recover and grow. So same thing here. We're always in our operatory working on our patients every day, and if our back and our body is not ideal, then it can lead to a lot of issues in the future. So what that does is it can lead to kyphosis, which is a curvature in our back. We encounter these kind of situations for our patients, when we can't lean our patients all the way back, they need a neck pillow or, they can't lean all the way back. So as dentists, we're always leaning forward, and that can lead to permanent spine issue. You guys have any questions so far?
It makes me want to sit up taller in my chair.
Yeah, same. I'm
trying to look better here.
I know. Yeah. So our skeleton is what holds up our soft tissue. It's like, it wants to grow against gravity. It wants to hold up our soft tissue. Otherwise, we're like a slug. So I like to think of it kind of like a palm tree. If you have plants, they're leaning to the side, they always want to grow against gravity by growing vertically. But if, same thing with our posture, if we're leaning forward, our head weighs about 11 pounds. So your body has to compensate for that tilt. So MSD, musculoskeletal disorder. Some of the risk factors that we want to focus on today are repetition, force, awkward posture, contact stress, and vibration. But in dentistry, we're more focused on the ones that are highlighted. Contact stress is where we're hitting something with our palm or our knee, but that doesn't really apply to our dental field. So repetition. So if there's any repetitive motion that we don't need, we want to eliminate that, Like, for example, you can see in this video where she's picking up equipment, adjusting the light, moving the light, reaching. There's other alternatives where we can minimize all that repetitive motion. If you keep adjusting the light, a lot of reaching and looking up. So that's a lot of wasted energy. So that's something that we're going to look into today. Force such as pushing and pulling, gripping, that can lead to carpal tunnel if we apply too much of those function. Posture. So we want to kind of be mindful of our posture on how we position ourselves, or if we're leaning too much, if our elbow is lifted. So, sometimes we're all focused in in the mouth, we don't really realize that our posture is not as ideal. Vibration. Not so much, because Cavitron doesn't vibrate too much, but like our acrylic burr does vibrate a lot, so it can cause a lot of circulation issue when we're using that often. Hand pieces, not so much, but we want to be knowledgeable in that too. And then breaks, when we have time, we want to apply stretches and take breaks, because if the duration of all those functions, if we apply force too long, lean forward too long, that can put a lot of risk factors to your body. So one take-home message is this picture here. You want to maintain a power zone. So power zone is where your back and your spine and your neck is aligned. This is the ideal neutral posture. Your elbows 90 degrees bent as well. So 5 free solutions. So number 1, for dentists, what we can do is palming. I do a lot of magic tricks, so this is something that I'm like really interested in, because palming is kind of like a magic technique. So if we can practice this in our dentistry, then it's going to help with minimizing repetition. So what that means is, our air water syringe here, we use it very often, and we put it back onto the holder very often. So there's a lot of reaching, a lot of grabbing, picking it up, and all that. So if we can minimize that repetitive motion by just palming it, rotating that air water syringe, let it dangle inside our palm, we can pick up other items like micro brushes or etchant. So that way it's within reach, and we can switch it back to the air water syringe to rinse it, air dry it, pick up the bond, apply it, and then use that air water syringe again to air dry or thin it out, So that's a technique that you can apply today. The second one is bib. For the bib, what we want to do is put light items. Don't put anything heavy, no heavy forceps or anything like that. I like to place a micro brush, couple micro brushes there, etchant, anything like gauze that's light, it's not uncomfortable for the patient. You can use that platform to place your items a little closer in reach, because if you're overreaching over 16 inches, that's going to put a lot of strain on your muscles. So in order to use that platform to put items, what we want to do is fold that bib about an inch or 2 at the top there and clip it. So there's a little crease where any items can't slide off too easily. So again, light items like etchant, microbrush, the bonding wells, and so forth. Because as you can see, we do a lot of repetitive motion when we're using that air water syringe. So we have to rinse it, dry it again, and so forth. So it can minimize that wasted motion, and good for our ergonomics. So here's a little video. So, for the assistants, what they can do is, when they're seating the patient, have them do a little crease when they put the bib onto the patient. Very minimal step there. And then, when we're doing the filling, we're placing the light items on the bib. I like to inform the patient that we're going to place some light items on their bib so that they don't move too much, and they're aware of that item on their bibs.
Nice.
So you can see palming right here. I'm just rotating it and let it dangle into my palm. And then I'm able to pick up the micro brush and then air dry it. And then even for the articulating paper, you know, we use that very often. So you can actually pinch it like that. So that way you can hold on to it and not have to pick it up or retrieve it that often. This idea came to me when I was at the barber. So they use that a lot. They kind of pinch it with their fingers so that way they don't have to pick up too many tools from the counter. So makes it very efficient. Okay. Were you guys able to view that video okay, or was it
Yeah.
laggy or?
Yeah, we're great.
Okay, good, good. Burrs. So to minimize pushing and pulling forces, we want to use a new burr. Burrs, they don't cost too much. They're maybe $1. They help us cut more efficiently. And if we're using a dull burr, you can imagine you have to use a lot more pressure to drill on the tooth. So like for a filling, the 330 burr, Crown and Bridge, 557, brand new one, they'll cut a little smoother. And then we go back with the, you know, black chamfer burr or whatnot, you know, red chamfer burr. But a new burr is ideal because that will reduce the risk of carpal tunnel. Number 4, cords. Not sure if everyone has this kind of issue, but for our operatories, you know, what we realize that is sometimes when we switch back and forth between handpieces, the cords get tangled. And then therefore it puts a lot of tension when we're utilizing the handpieces. So we want to ensure that our cords are freely moving and it's not tangled. A good way to implement this in your office is, you know, when we're wiping down the room, have the assistant make sure the cords are all, you know, untangled and neatly placed. So here's a little video of, even for dental assistants, you know, when they have their cords all tangled, it's like this, where it's puts a lot of tension on their arms. Later on, I can do like a lecture for dental assistants and for hygienists too, but this one is more for dentists today. You can see how it's more comfortable for the clinician to use those items if it's not tangled. Questions so far?
No. This is all new stuff to me. This is awesome.
Thank you. So yeah, so stretching, you know, I feel that, you know, we don't stretch enough when we're working. So we want to help with circulation by stretching and reduce tension in our muscles. Good way to implement that is when we're waiting for like the light curing step. That's about 20 seconds. When they're light curing, you can stretch your wrists, your arms, your shoulders, so forth. Or waiting for anesthetic, you know, when we're just waiting for the patient to get numb, entering or exiting the room. So we want to implement ergo breaks. There's a form or a diagram that you can download later if you want. I'll give you the link in a bit, but here's a little video of stretching.
Yeah, I saw the QR code earlier in the presentation. Is that the right one for stretching?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So with these stretches, you want to hold it for 20 seconds. So each stretch should be about 20 seconds. So that way it helps with circulation. Sometimes if we are not having enough circulation, that lactic acid builds up into our muscle and that causes a lot of muscle damage where it takes time to recover. So we can do stretches more often. That helps with the healing process. Here's a diagram that you can download from our website. The QR code, I'll give that about 10 seconds for you guys to scan it. So there's some chin tuck stretches, shoulder stretches, hamstring stretches.
Nice.
And once you scan this QR code, there'll be like a little email that you want to enter it, so that way you can download that form, or we can send you that form through your email. So other than that, those are the 5 free steps, solution to improving your ergonomics at your office. Some other items that you would invest in if you want, there's like the ergonomic chairs, the saddle chairs that you can purchase. It's good for your posture. If say you're a little short on dental assistants, you can use this kind of like it's called Relief. It's like one of those isolites, but they're a lot smaller. Okay.
Yeah.
So a Relief, and it's disposable, so it's a lot more comfortable for the patient, and it helps you retract as well as suction if you don't have an assistant. And then ergonomic loops. There's a lot on the market nowadays, so we'll go over the difference with ours. So going back to that power zone, you want to have that head straight posture, elbows 90 degrees bent, eyes comfortable looking straight across. And that will help reduce chronic back pain, shoulder, neck pain. Not so much of the carpal tunnel, but like we mentioned earlier, it will help with fatigue and burnout.
So with this product, you don't have to even tilt your head. Your head's like straight, like neutral.
Exactly. So it's
Cool.
kind of like using or kind of like driving a car, or watching TV. Very neutral,
Got it. Huh.
Comfortable position. Because we work on our patients looking down like that for 8 hours every day. So
Right.
anything that helps. So here's a little video of some of the common issues that we see.
Nice.
So in that video, you can see how we're like a little bit stretched, leaning forward, lifted elbow, rotated torso. You want to be in that power zone again, okay? So here's some diagrams or images of common issues with our ergonomics or posture. So we're looking down, lifted elbow. You can imagine if you lift your elbow for 10 minutes, it's fatigue and sore. Leaning your head to the side there can cause a lot of strain on our shoulder. So with ergonomic loops, you're just looking straight across, and you're able to see down at your working area. You still have the periphery. You can still see around you a lot better. Like I mentioned, it's like watching TV or driving a car, very neutral position. Helps with circulation, like I mentioned. But ergonomic loops have their limitations too. If you're not practicing good form, then it can cause MSD still, because with ergonomic loops, if your torso is rotated to the side and you're sitting to the side like this, you can imagine you're contracting some of your muscles on one side a lot more than the other. Your elbows lifted, so you want to practice good form by being more squared with the patient, like this, perpendicular to the patient. So with EVO or ergonomic loops, they've been mentioned in certain publications like Gordon Christensen's Clinician's Report. We were compared with other ergonomic loops. Other schools as well. We've been to dental schools and dental practice heroes podcast as well. We've been featured on there as well. So what makes us different from other companies is that we like to use the term plates. Plate stands for peripheral vision. What that means is that you can see around the oculars a lot more than others. Others are a lot longer in length, so it kind of blocks your direct vision. Lightweight, they're very light. They're only 42 grams. They're adjustable, depending on how you want to work. If you find that, you're measured and you want to sit up a little bit straighter, you can actually adjust that working distance so that they're more optimal for your position. We also have convergence angle adjustability, true magnification, ergonomics. Our prisms deflect 49 degrees compared to 45 degrees, and service. Questions so far, you guys?
No, this is awesome.
If I'm a
And-
doctor and I've never used loops before, how long does it take it not to be awkward?
Typically, it takes about 2 weeks for beginners, or those who haven't used loops before, because it is a little different. But if you have used loops, sometimes it takes 2 days or a week, depending on how committed you are in trying out the product and everything. So, but with ours, it's a lot more adaptable because it doesn't block your direct vision, like compared to other companies. Theirs a lot longer, and ours is a lot more petite, so you can actually see around the oculars a lot more. You just look straight across to be able to see that image of what you're working on at the bottom. So easier to adapt. Some before and after pictures here. So again, without loops, our head tilts about 45 degrees. And like I mentioned, it weighs about 11 pounds. And that can lead to a lot of spine issue. We want to be in this neutral position here. So this is a good picture of, comparison with the traditional loops and our loops in the dental school. He's using our loops, and then other students are using the traditional loops, and you can see their posture in the background.
Everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. So yeah, our service, we have lifetime warranty. We have 45 days money back guarantee, and we're located in California. You can actually order online. We are at the Crown Council annual event often, so you can actually try it out there. Black Friday is coming up, so you want to keep an eye out for big sales from our company too. So do sign on to our email list, so that way you get notified on Black Friday that's coming up. So
Nice.
here's Steve as well.
Nice.
You can see the posture difference. We have products for our dental assistants as well. This is called a Sidekick. So we found that our assistants were having neck pain too, so we developed something for them as well. So some items that might be objections for our customers are like cost. Cost. I think if you take that cost and divide it by the number of years you use loops, and you use loops every day when you work, it's going to run you $1 a day. It's not that expensive. You consider it kind of like a lease. If you're leasing your loops to use every day when you're working, it's not going to run you that much. But there's a return on investment because you get to work longer in your career. We also have ambassador program. If you refer others, you have some kind of incentive for that too. So
nice.
So other myths are like, field of view. Even though it looks petite, you can actually see a big view of the oral cavity, because the ocular is a little closer to the pupils. And the pupils, what we found is that it constricts when it hits light. So, you don't need that big of a ocular to see through it. So we were able to redefine it and make it smaller and compact. So sales rep, we can do a Zoom call, so a little bit more convenient for doctors who are busy with work. Sales rep can only do so much. They can only show you the product, but they can't repair, can't troubleshoot it. So usually the manufacturer helps with that, So if it's a sales rep, they'll have to ship it back to the manufacturer anyways. So even though we don't have that many sales rep, we have the convenience of Zoom calls that we can walk you through, as well as if you do need to ship it back, we do that too. So other concerns are like, because we're a new company, I like to think of us like kind of like Tesla, versus Ford. Ford's been around for years, but with they haven't really developed any new technology. Like that's why we came out with our ergonomic loops, because they, other loops company didn't have that ergonomic design until we came onto the market. So but we specialize in ergonomic loops, so we're more focused on that. You guys have any questions so far?
No, this is
No,
great.
it is great.
We just got. I do have the next guest in the waiting room though. So if we are we
Okay.
close to wrapping? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
cool.
2 minutes.
Okay.
2 minutes.
Okay.
So, a lot of reviews online, some are from hygienists here, saving my career, no pain. And then easy to wear. And this helped prolong my career, better
Nice.
investment. And I'm able to work all day, more fun and pain-free. So to order, you can actually order online. We do it convenience. So you would send us photographs so that way we can get your PD measured. Our popular frames are the rectangular frames, which are these here in the middle. Moving forward here. Favorite quotes I like to finish with, there are, when we're healthy and well, we have many wishes, but when we're ill, we only have one wish.
Hmm.
Fear is temporary, regret is forever.
Hmm.
And then to order, you want to measure working distance, submit an order online, send photographs. It takes about 2 or 3 weeks for us to customize and ship out the product to you. Take home message again, power zone. So with the working distance, you want to position yourself in that power zone, elbows 90 degrees bent, looking straight across, measuring from your eye down to your thumb in inches, and then that will give you the working distance. Okay.
Nice.
And then to take your photographs for your PD, you would print out this PDF that we have on our website, as well as you will get through your confirmation email when you order. You would print that PDF out, and then you would double check the measurements just to make sure that the millimeters line up to 100 to 10 centimeters, so that way the print is accurate. Take a photo of that, and then you'll also take 3 more photos of your ruler above your eyelid like this. And then you'll submit that to us, and then we'll be able to measure your eyes and mount them correctly and everything. Okay. And that's it. You have any questions, you guys?
No, awesome. We're grateful for you as a resource partner. This is a huge thing about, making Crown Council better and team members better. So grateful, Dr. Tan, and thankful for Hero Loops. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much for having
Great
me, and I appreciate it.
You bet. I'll include the link here to connect with Hero Loops, as well as the link to the Crown Council website. And when we send this out to the email network and our weekly update, we'll make sure that they can see how to get in touch. So thank you.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Stu.
Thank
Greg.
you. You bet.
All right. Appreciate
Have
it.
a
That
great
was
day.
awesome.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thanks. Dang, that's a lot. That's like a part of dentistry I don't even really even think about. That is so much stuff.
I have this uncontrollable urge to stretch.
I know. Same. I don't want a curved neck. All right, very cool. Hey, Tanya and Dr. Hammond have been in the waiting room for a minute, so let's bring them in. I know that they have a busy day as a coach in the office, so I hate to make them wait. I hate to make them sit there and wait for us. But grateful that Tanya would join us. Tanya is in Dr. Hammond's office, and I think she's going to have Dr. Alex Harris and Dr. Brendan Stringham with her in the practice together. So Tanya, sorry to make you wait. I feel bad you're in the waiting room for so long. Sorry.
Hey, I made you wait first.
No, we didn't. Dr. Tan was in first with Hero Loop, so we just brought him in. So sorry.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Okay.
So I'm just down the road from you guys today.
You are.
Oh,
We should have. I don't know. We should have done it live together. I should have come
Yeah.
down.
we should have. We should
Yeah.
have.
Tanya saw my brother in the practice yesterday, right? He
I
was
sure
in.
did. I sure
Man.
did. Graham Anderson live and in person.
How was his mouth? How was his mouth hygiene? Just kidding. Don't answer that.
Julie, no, don't do a HIPAA violation. Awesome. So do I get to tell you who all's sitting over here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I am so excited to share that for the last 12 years, I have been honored and privileged to get to come down to Provo, Utah and work with the amazing Dr. Chris Hammond and his team, which is now expanded to include Dr. Alex Harris and Dr. Brendan Stringham. They have shut everything down today. to spend some time working through continuing to elevate their most amazing practice. So that's where I'm at. That's who I'm with. And now I'm going to turn the computer so you can see all of them.
Yes,
Ready?
this is my dental practice, Tanya.
Woo!
I have great pride and love for this group of people.
All right.
Oh,
Look at that.
yes,
Lean it-
yes.
Y'all are going to have to lean in.
There's Julie. Hi, Julie.
Not too much.
Look at
Get
that.
it all in there.
You guys, this is awesome. I kind of thought you were sitting in that room alone, Tanya.
No, I just was trying to, keep the enthusiasm up high.
Okay, very cool. So, Dr. Hammond's office, if you didn't know, we're broadcasting live to the rest of the Crown Council. This is our weekly Crown Council live program where we're connecting with the rest of the community. And Tanya thought it would be fun to share you, to introduce you to the group, and maybe share what you guys are working on today and what's going on in your practice. Is that okay? Thumbs up?
Thumbs up.
I'll get
No,
ready.
no thumbs down. Chris, you good?
Yes.
Okay, good. Tanya, I'll let you introduce them. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you're working on and what you guys today are doing in the practice?
Yeah, so really quick, what's fun is they always keep me on my toes because they just finished their best month ever last month.
Yes.
And then they said, great, let's have Tanya come in and see what we can do even better. I'm like, no pressure, no
Hmm.
pressure. So one of the things that I love about this team is they always are working on culture, and that's really the foundation and heart of everything that they do. And we're really working on elevating patient care today, how to continue to communicate with the community about why coming here is the best thing for them to do so that they can continue to provide aesthetic and general dentistry at the highest levels for everybody in Provo, Orem, Lehigh,
American Fork.
American Fork,
Mhm. Very
St.
good.
We're at
George,
Stewart Chase Spa.
St. George.
Idaho.
Wow.
Actually, fun fact, they have a patient coming in next week that lives 30 minutes away from me, and I live in Forney, Texas.
Wow. Wow.
Two patients
wow.
actually flying all the way here. So how cool is that?
Man, I thought I was special driving for 30 minutes. That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Hammond, can I start with you and ask you a quick question?
You bet.
What, when you are looking at your team and you're looking at your practice, why do people choose your practice to be a part of? Why do patients choose you?
Well, I think when they come here, they can feel the culture, the experience they get through our team, and it reassures them that the dentistry is equally as on par, I guess. We work really hard on the environment, like our team culture, the phone call, the experience, just every aspect of the entire dental visit, so that they in turn can be reassured that the dentistry part's taken care of, because they can't really judge the quality of the dentistry, but they can judge the quality of the experience.
Nice. Very good. Dr. Harris, you've worked in a few practices and been part of other dental practices. How is this team and this practice different from other places you've been?
Yeah, great question. Nice to see you again, Stuart.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think the main thing is just knowing that when we show up, I love the idea of coming together and leaving together. You know, I think that's something that we all have each other's backs. We find success in, each other's successes, whether it's here in the office or out of the office. And so, I mean, that the burnout that you may hear of, or I hear of from colleagues of mine, it's just so far from what I experience day to day here with this team. And then of course, then with that it attracts the patients that we have here as well, which I love to be around. And so, I mean, overall, it's just from the first step when they walk in the door to when they're leaving, and that's me coming in the morning as well. It's a privilege for sure to be with this team and work with these people for sure.
Nice. Okay. Team. Anyone can answer this question. If you are looking at your own doctors or your own team, what makes you guys different, special? Compared, I don't want to compare you to other groups maybe that you've worked with, but when you're looking at your doctor and you're, let's say, something that the doctors do that you can give advice to other doctors and say, this is a very important part of this practice. Is there any team member that wants to answer that? Things that you love about being part of this team that you would recommend to other doctors?
I would.
Yes.
Paula.
How long have you worked there? How long?
32 years.
Okay, so you must like it. Uh-huh,
Yeah.
yep, okay.
The reason I stay is I love the culture that we have here, and I love the doctor's respect for the team members. And they treat us well. And I feel like they treat us well. So in return, we treat the patients well. And there's a high trust. And I feel like the patients see that they treat us well and they treat their patients well. And I love our culture. There's just not a lot of gossip. They're
Mhm.
always building us up. There's rewards for hard work.
Mhm.
There's fun team activities that keep us connected.
Mhm.
It's not just a job, it's more of a profession for us. I feel like they give us the ability to make decisions. They don't oversee everything that we do. They're not micromanaging. They let they let us do our thing, and then we feel like we're empowered
Awesome.
and part of the office. Does that make sense?
It does. Very good. Very good. Dr. Stringham, wake up. Hey, if I were to ask you one thing that you've learned in the last year being part of this practice or being around this team, this doctor, what advice would you give to other young dentists that are starting their careers that you've learned in the last year?
Yeah, the biggest thing is find a mentor, and I feel really lucky. I kind of view Chris as like Michael Jordan in the dental world.
The Michael Jordan of dentistry.
Sorry, wrong
I'm
sport.
using that.
But no, seriously, like I view him as an amazing mentor that I can ask questions to, but he's also built a practice and a culture that I'm even mentored by the team all the time too. So find a mentor, find a good team, and find a culture where you feel like you can fit in is huge for a young dentist to feel like they're actually contributing.
That's awesome. Tanya, what questions have I missed that you want to ask this team that could help other Crown Council offices?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Oh, that's hard, Stuart. Okay, where's Asher? Scoot in here. Scoot in here where you can see. This is, put your face a little closer there. Yeah. One of the things, this isn't so much ask, I'm gonna tell. This is the face of a rookie, a new team member. And I hear often in practices all over the country of, hiring is hard and we don't have time to train and we only want to hire people with experience. And one of the things that I admire, and I know this as I look around the table and as I look at Asher here, who this is day 7, I think, of her working in the practice. Am I right with
Hmm.
that? 8. I'm sorry. She's been here
That's right.
8 days now. Their willingness to invest in the future of dentistry with team members and train people and pour into them. And Asher was helping Dr. Hammond yesterday with a veneer case on day 7. So just that spirit, Dr. Stringham just talked about the mentoring, but it's not just mentoring dentists, it's mentoring the future of dentistry, from dental assistants to hygienists to admin and all the way around. So
Very cool.
I guess the question for the next group is, what are you doing to mentor the future of dentistry?
Ooh, it's like a challenge, Tanya. I love that.
Challenge.
Very good. Hey, I don't want to take any more time. I love this team. You guys are the absolute best, the pinnacle. Dude, the MJ of dentistry. Very good. Can't wait for that award, Chris.
Chris is down there saying, it's Tiger Woods. He's a
Oh,
Tiger.
Tiger Woods, right?
Tiger Woods of dentistry, that
Very
works.
good. All right. Thank you,
And,
Tanya.
Everybody bring your golf clubs to the annual event, because these guys are going to
Yes.
pair up with Dr.
You guys
Larson.
are gonna bring it?
They're going to be playing in a little, what is it called? A foursome, a scramble, something like that. So
Oh.
it's
Very
on.
Awesome.
Thanks for having us, Stuart.
Thank you, guys. Grateful for you. Thank you for joining.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. I love that team.
I remember Chris teaching me this principle that he hires good people when he finds them, not when he needs them.
For real, that's a great. He
Yeah.
says he always needs them, yeah. So he just grabs them. I love that.
Yeah.
Very good.
And he's taken people that are totally unrelated to dentistry, and then taught them how to do what they do best, but in dentistry as a profession.
Yeah, and I think he has his favorite places to go and find those service-oriented people that he's usually getting them from the same businesses or the same places around where he lives. So very smart.
No finer
Well,
practice.
I felt bad that they sat in the waiting room for 10 or 15 minutes and they have a real busy day. So it was nice to connect with that awesome team. So, well, we were going to join our good friends at Total Immersion. They are live today at Total Immersion, and I haven't seen them. That's okay. We'll let's see. Well, it's 10:02. Steve was supposed to join us about 6 or 7 minutes ago, so that's okay. But just so everyone is aware, those the TOPS team is continuing to do their Total Immersion and other seminars. I'll just navigate to their website real quick so you can see. So Total Immersion is happening today. And if this is the totalpatientservice.com website, if we go to this seminars tab, I just think they're in Dallas today.
Yeah, they are.
Okay. So Dallas today, then they're going to be in Atlanta the 3rd and 4th. Vegas, woo! Then back to Fort Worth. This is 2025, obviously, and then Fort Worth again in September. Online, and a lot of my young dentists from the Young Dentist program are going to be joining this one. So Total Immersion online, a great option if you don't want to travel. So they'll be doing that November 15th. But grateful for Tanya, our little coach's corner, and all that we do to coach and work with this TOPS team. So very good. All right, I don't see Steve in the waiting room, so that's okay. We'll wrap up. No Steve. Thanks, DJ. No Steve. All right. Well, next week we'll be back. A couple more guests. That'll be my brother's birthday, Graham's birthday, the 26th of September. Very exciting. Yeah, great day. So we'll be back next week with our Crown Council Live. A few more announcements moving forward. We are doing an awesome live webinar on Halloween. So mark your calendars. It's going to be called How to Deal with Scary Patients. I can't wait to see what Steve wears to that or what he prepares. So on the 31st, we're going to have another webinar. Really fun and something different for everybody. But otherwise, we'll be back next week on the 26th for Crown Council Live. That's it. Went fast.
Thank
Man.
you, Stu. Great
All right.
program today.
Thanks, everybody.